Hi everyone, my name is Fitch, and I'm here to give my passion speech for Steve Harrow's Com 101 class. So what if I told you there was a guy that won $22 million playing a game? What game do you think he was playing? Football? Baseball? Basketball? Poker. That's exactly right. The guy's name is Daniel Coleman. 23-year-old kid, nobody ever heard of. And then from January of 2014 to January of 2015, he won $22 million playing poker. He did it by playing in 11 tournaments, winning 4 of them. He cashed in all 11 that he played. He won all 4. Now, up to that point, in 2011, there's a guy named Eric Seidel who had the best year in poker ever. He had $14 million. So this kid came out of nowhere, nobody had ever heard of him, and he just decimated tournament poker and made himself a multi-millionaire. Now, let me tell you why I play poker. I play poker because it's fun. It's a fun game. It's very simple rules. You know, it's a skill and strategy game, much like chess or backgammon. And you can actually even think of it like craps or blackjack and try to make a little money at it. That's probably the reason I would call it my passion, is that I've gotten to the point where I can make a little bit of money at poker. Not quite $22 million yet, but you never know, it might not be my year yet. There's a guy named Phil Hellmuth. He's one of the most famous poker players there are. He has 14 World Series of Poker championship bracelets. And he said that the funny thing about poker is that a lot of people think that it's a game playing cards, when in fact it's probably more accurate to think of it as a people game where cards are involved. And that's important because that's another reason that I like poker. It's a social game. As you're all in here today listening to my speech, I had to round up 9 people I don't know. Well, I can go to any card room in town, sit down at a poker player or a poker table, and I'll be there with 9 people I don't know. But by the end of my session, there'll be 9 people I do know who will remember me. It is a social game. A lot of people will meet and make great connections over the poker table. There's lots of money people, lots of business people that play. And you can go on and either just play for fun all the time, have a home game, invite your friends over, drink a few beers where everybody learns how to play the game. And the third reason that people play poker is for profit, you know. If you get good enough, you can actually make some money at the game and supplement your income. But I will tell you, it's one of the most frustrating games on the planet. You know, it's one of the stupidest games because you don't have to have the best hand to win. That's one of the things. You know, you can get bluffed out of a $10,000 pot by a guy that has nothing. You could have had the best cards in the deck lots of times. I've had my aces cracked or my kings cracked by some joker that played some crappy little cards and made a straight or something like that. And that is the worst feeling in the world. But on the other hand, those nights where everything's going right and you're raking in pot after pot and those chips are starting to get into mounds in front of you, and then when you go to the cashier's cage and you have a bundle of money when you leave, that makes it a really come back from fun and not social. Because now that for me was fun. The thing about poker is that a lot of gamblers think it gives them the edge. Because you're not playing against the house, you're only playing against other people. But one of the problems with that is that you can get lured into a sense of false security. You know, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. You know, and so you try to strategize to get an edge over your opponents. Sometimes luck will deny you that ability to shine, you know, and that's why poker is not as easy as it looks on TV. A lot of people watch poker on TV, which is kind of a new phenomenon. When I was a kid, I never saw a poker game on television. Saw it in my grandfather's basement, but it's hard to win the game. It's hard to win, and there's a myriad of reasons. People formulate theories, but I came up with one that's the self-assessment paradox. And that's, if you don't realize how good you are, or how bad you are, you could go on and play in stakes over your head and lose all your money. Or, even worse, on the other hand, if you correctly determine that you're bad, you may not ever put in the time it takes to practice and get better at the game to where you could actually make some money from it. Nobody's any good when you start. Nobody. But it's a simple game. It takes 10 minutes to learn, a lifetime to master. It's funny that the people with the best makeup are least likely to play, and vice versa. The people that have the worst personalities for poker are there every day. I would say just don't underestimate anybody. No one gets rich quick. And if you're lucky and you work hard enough, someday a bunch of overconfident, underexperienced people are going to be at your table just willing to give their money away. Thanks.